recently got the Book Beau, like, book holders. I pre-ordered them a few months ago and they've come in, and I just thought I would review them. So I got, I believe this is the largest size, and this is second largest. Or this might be like second to largest and this might be third to largest. I'm not sure. There's like 4 different sizes of these. And just like on my first impression, they're really thick. So they do seem like they'd be pretty protective. It kind of feels like one of those soft laptop cases, which I've always liked those. And I feel to protect paperbacks, that's a pretty good choice of material. The stitching looks really good and tight. And there's a zipper on top of each of them. Inside also looks, I don't know if you can really tell much, but thick and cushy and pretty soft. They feel a little more thicker than a soft laptop case, which I like. That makes me feel like this is a good quality. The only concern, oh, I dropped it. The only concern I might have is the stitching right here, where it's a little bit separated because it's a harder place to stitch up tight because of the zipper. I feel like maybe over time of like overfilling these, that's really gonna rip a lot easier than the rest of the stitching, which looks nice and straight, nice and tight and strong. Now I loved the designs. So that was part of the reason I bought these, because it's a tarot card, but it's a bibliophile, very much my aesthetic, witchy, magical fortune telling style. I really like this one. And then I got this one, which is more of a Harry Potter style bookcase print, because there's a snitch, there's flying keys, and there's a cat up here, and there's a mandrake. Yeah, there's a little mandrake right here. Super cute. I love the prints. That's my favorite part of these. Now with this size, same thing, the stitching looks pretty tight, but the zipper stitch side, I also see it doing the same thing. It's harder to see because it's darker, but I have a feeling like after a lot of use though, which I mean, that's just normal wear and tear. You can't make something last forever, and I don't expect this product to last forever, but that's my only concern with these, but they do look pretty good considering. Again, zipper, soft laptop material on all of these. So what I'm gonna do is I like a lot of paperbacks. I get a lot of paperbacks from my library, and paperbacks just fall apart so easily, and their corners get so ripped and torn and worn down, and it bugs me so much. So that's the main reason I got these. Plus they're cute, and who doesn't like cute stuff? And they also said that they can fit like notebooks, iPads, tablets, things like that. So anything that would like really keep me all organized and everything in one place would really help me out. So I mainly want to put like my library paperbacks in here and then my own paperbacks in here. So there's a big difference between those two. And I'll show you. These are also the books that I'm gonna be using in the Book Beaus for a couple weeks, and then I'll come back and review. But see, this is one from a library. You see how it's glossy? That's because they put a protective plastic sheeting over paperbacks at libraries, which kind of helps keep the corners stronger. It makes them just last a little longer, and it keeps their spines supported a bit more, versus one if you just bought a paperback. Obviously there's not extra plastic sheeting, it's paper, which we all know how fallible paper is. So I'm gonna do both types of paperbacks in each of these. I will be back for that review. So this one's a little smaller. I'm gonna put this in here in the how fitting magic, practical magic in the magic one. I'm gonna put this one in here. I'm gonna put my paperback of Well Played in the Bibliophile tarot card. Keep that in there. I'm gonna have these in these for a few weeks, and then I'll just do like a before and after maybe or something like that. I'll just show you guys my opinions on whether or not these are worth money to actually protect your books or not. So far I have high hopes for these because they are very well made. They're nice and cushy. I don't think like when my books are in my tote bag or in my car getting thrown around everywhere that they're gonna really get a lot more damage. Obviously, I believe any type of protective covering or cozies, these are little book cozies almost, are gonna help protect a paperback, but we will truly see if this product is worth it. So I will be back in a few weeks and let you know how they look. They've been traveling along with me to work every day in my passenger seat. And there's my, you know, delicious, wholesome lunch. And they're holding it pretty well, honestly. Like, they do slide around and they fall out of my seat, but I've noticed no, like, problems with them. Everything's holding tight. The stitches are still tight. And let me tell you, I have braked for birds pretty hard here recently. But aside from some lint and, like, dog hair that's getting stuck to these suckers, they're doing really great. Okay, so I got caught in a little bit of a downpour. It's not too bad, but I had to grab these out of my car, and it doesn't look like the water's really going deep inside the fabric, so I'm hoping that the books are very, very well protected with the thick fabric. I'm going to take them in and check them just in case, but so far I am pretty pleased with how I'm assuming the protecting of my books is going with these Book Beaus. They are. They've had a few nasty spills, I will say. I do brake for birds and small animals, so these things have tumbled to the dirty car floor several times, but I mean, they're looking pretty good. I don't see any real damage. Okay, so different angle. It's been like 2.5 weeks-ish, and I kind of put a few clips of like just checking in on them as I was like on breaks at work and whatnot, but this is the big reveal. They worked really great. These worked amazingly. I really didn't notice much damage to the books like I usually do, as sad as that may be. But, like, I feel that it really saved the edges. So, like, the corners and the edges of the paperbacks, at least, especially on this one, on the library cover, which I absolutely hate returning paperbacks to the library because it's just inevitable to have damage to a paperback. Just the process of opening them up causes damage. It's just hurts my bookworm heart and my librarian heart, but I mean, it's a reality. But instead of just throwing the book in my tote bag or in the backseat of my car where it's slung around everywhere, and in my bag where it's hitting my phone and my keys are digging into it, this has really been a great product to protect them. Like, I am so happy about it. And then even on my other one, which didn't even have the plastic coating, they're so crisp. It's so crisp. There's no real damage. Like, now the corners aren't as sharp. They dulled down because it's still hitting something, but it's not as bad as if it were hitting straight up my keys or my hard metal phone in my bag than the inside of this Book Beau. So, and the Book Beaus hold up really nice. I thought they just might get maybe shabby, but they retain their shape too, which is really good. And they just hold up. They really do. I'm really impressed with them. I really like them. And it really helped to make my purse a lot more organized, having my book. And I even sometimes I'd put my little to-do list or my notebooks in here with like a pin. and it held it great, and it didn't shuffle around, so those items didn't harm my books that were in the Book Beau. I really like these. It feels like something that's really gonna last me now that I've used it a few weeks. The only thing I haven't tested, and I am not brave enough to do that, I'm not gonna do like a water or a spill test on these because I want them to stay pretty. I love them and I don't want to damage them. But I'm assuming it would be, considering how thick it is and the type of material, I feel like it would protect the books pretty well from a slight spill of a liquid or something, but I don't think the Book Beau itself would make it through many spills like that. But I did drop them a few times. Like, I come home and I just like plop my purse down on the floor, and like, especially on a bad day, I'm just like, throw this down, get in the door, get in pajamas, not realizing all the really delicate things I have. But this did a great job of protecting the books. So, very much impressed. Really like these. I don't think I'm gonna buy any more for now. I think having these two at these different sizes is plenty for me. But I mean, obviously make your own decisions. If you decide you need one of each size, I'm not telling you how to live your life. You don't tell me how to live mine, that's fine, I don't care. But for me, with the amount I read and the amount of books I keep on hand, these two were perfect. I was not sure about the smallest size. I just really didn't believe you could fit much in there. But when it came to these, like, you can fit a lot. I wonder if you could fit two. Yeah, no, not in this size. But I feel like you could probably fit two, maybe like 300-page paperbacks in this size. But this one really is just like one solid paperback and maybe like a little notebook or something like that. But yeah, I'm quite happy with this purchase. I waited forever for the pre-order. Book Beaus also has a few other products that I didn't really necessarily like think I needed. I'm very much a buyer that's like, I'm gonna buy what I need first versus what I want. They have like a book bean, which is like a U-ish shaped pillow to prop your books on or put behind your neck. And they have I think it's a Switch console case, which I do want because we just bought a Switch and it would be nice to have a cute protective case for it. And just from my impressions on the Book Beau, I'm gonna say it's gonna be a very decent, very well protecting case. That might be another purchase, but I'm gonna let my husband worry about that because he uses the Switch way more than me. He's playing Pokemon and I just do Animal Crossing, so, and he's way more of a gamer than I am. But there are more products. There are way more prints. There's also new prints. I think they update prints quite consistently, so there's new stuff all the time. But this was from like, this isn't the most current pre-order. This was the pre-order before this most recent pre-order, if that makes sense. But I do believe these prints are still available for purchasing. This one might be slightly different, but it's still very much the Harry Potter magical elements on it. Not sure about the Bibliophile tarot card. But yeah, if you are a bookworm or there's a bookworm in your life, especially a bookworm who does not have the money to always have hardbacks that last longer, I think this is a really great gift. I think it would be really cute if you made like a little bookish basket and included this with maybe the book bean pillow that they have and some bookmarks and maybe some teas, snacks, because book readers, we like snacking while we read, at least most of us do. So I think this would be an excellent gift, and I think it's also pretty practical, which is what I like. I don't like feeling like I've wasted my money on something I'm not going to use, that's not useful to me, and that's not going to serve the purpose that it said it was. But this is a very practical thing in my opinion. So if you guys are interested, you can purchase those, and I think they have a lot of deals usually. I got 10% off because it was my first purchase, and always, 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 always check for deals before you pay full price. Do not pay full price for something. Okay. That is all. I hope you all enjoyed this review. And if you have any other questions about the product, you can visit the Book Beaus website, or you can leave a comment down below and I'll try to answer it, or refer you to the proper resources to answer that, because that's what I do for a living. Okay,